Hey guys, Angry Beast here, bringing you some Domination on the map Kowloon. Running around with the Scorpions akimbo and zZGUNZz akimbo as my backup weapon. My perks are Scavenger, Steady Aim, and Marathon in this game, I believe. And this is a nice little gameplay with Scorpions. I really enjoy using this gun. Probably my favorite submachine gun as far as fun to use. Probably not the best setup you can find as far as submachine guns go. There's the AK-74U, which outclasses it in a lot of situations. But for as far as akimbo weapons go, this is probably your best akimbo submachine gun. Better than PM63 because it has higher damage and a little bit better range, I believe, than the akimbo. It's just not the case when you have this just single one. It's weird because when you have it normal, it does higher damage but lower range. But when you akimbo, it does lower damage but higher range. Just little things like that. But it has higher less recoil than Mac 11 akimbo, because Mac 11s, when you akimbo them, they actually increase the recoil, I believe, twofold. It's kind of weird. So I wouldn't recommend running Mac 11 akimbo. As cool as it looks when you get gold Mac 11s, and you can look like a gangsta with two of them. But I believe I'm running C4s, frags, and concussions. C4s are the best offensive equipment. Shout out to White Boy, he got me hooked on them. I haven't strayed since, really. They're really fun to use. They're basically a good all-around thing. Unless you're playing really defensive, then I would recommend motion sensor or maybe Claymore. I don't know, I find Claymores aren't too effective in this game compared to what they are in Modern Warfare 2. I mean, they're good for one kill and that's about it. Sometimes you can get lucky and get like a 5 or 6 in one, but that's really rare. I really do enjoy using the zZGUNZz as my secondary weapon, mainly because it has the highest capacity of all the pistols in the game. And when you akimbo it, it doesn't increase the draw time, which is a little fact that not many people know. I like to take advantage of that by running Steady Aim, and that's my usual backup when I run Steady Aim. Maybe I'll run a Strela instead, but for the most part, I will just use Steady Aim as my second tier perk when I'm running akimbo weapons, because obviously you're not going to need to reload as often because you have two of them. You can alternate fire between them if you want to. Right now, I don't know if you noticed it, but there's a sniper down the way. That's why I ducked back in. It wasn't too obvious there. It was just fired one bullet, and I decided to get out of there. But sleight of hand isn't as necessary because you're shooting them. You can alternate them if you need to. Let's see, what other... Hardened is practically useless on a submachine gun because they already have no penetration as it is. Let's see, what other second tier perks are. Warlord is okay. Possibly put... rapid fire and dual wield, I think. I'm not sure if that's allowed or not in this game, but that was one of my favorites to do with P90 in Modern Warfare 2, because it was just fun to do. You could just have this amazing bullet hose and a lot of fun. But Scavenger is pretty much needed for the Scorpions akimbo. I really enjoy it because the ability to resupply grenades in this game. That's something that was not done in Modern Warfare 3, and it's really key when you're using a weapon like the Scorpion akimbo. They don't have much range. You need something to act as a longer range weapon. That's why I use the frags a lot when I'm using this. You'll see me throwing frags left and right in this game, and that's why. Because I know I have Scavenger, I know I can resupply them, and I can trust them at longer ranges better than my pistols. And at least that's just how I feel about them.
Securing A.
Let's see. The Scorpions are a very unique weapon in this game. They have a lot of characteristics that make them very good for certain situations. They're probably the best submachine gun at close range and the best at very, very long ranges. Nice triple feed there with the Scorpions. But because of their low recoil and because of their high damage at close range, the only place where they really are bad is at middle ranges. And akimbo can somewhat help with that. Although you do lose your entire semblance of accuracy with this gun. You got terrible hip fire spread, but a lot of fun to use. If you want to just have fun, that'd be what I'd recommend. Quick shout out to zZGUNZz W65NER. He was playing with me in this game, and I asked him if he wanted some recognition when I uploaded the gameplay, and he said, yeah, just give me a shout out, my gamer tag. So I did that, and his gamer tag will be in the description. If you want to add him as a friend, go ahead. He said that's okay. So quick shout out to him. He's a good player. Play with him quite a bit. Let's see. The Scorpions, as I've talked about so far, they're very, very fun to use. They're probably my favorite class for just running around and having fun. Kind of like the AA-12 is in Modern Warfare 2. It's probably the most fun setup you can find. You just run an AA-12 with a red dot or Sam Mags or whatever you prefer on the AA-12. I actually like the red dot. And Modern Warfare 2 because it actually increases the ADS spread as far as I know, which is only happens with a red dot apparently. So certain things like that make guns like this, like the Scorpion, the A12, really fun to use because they're only good in certain situations. But when you kill someone, it's so embarrassing to get killed by an akimbo Scorpion or an A12 with a red dot because they aren't the best of weapons. It's satisfying to me. I like having that challenge using weapons that aren't so good. There are times I will pull out my quote-unquote noob class, my AK-740 with rapid fire, and just kill people because, you know, if you want to get kills, that's the way to do it. It's not overpowered in my opinion. It's basically the only real reliable first single submachine gun for close range. Spectre is better at a medium range than the AK-740 with rapid fire in my opinion, but that's only because it has less recoil. You know, teach their own though. I know a lot of people who like actually using the Mac 11 at close range. I haven't found much success with it, but let's talk about my my special equipment choice. Basically, if you're using a akimbo weapon, you have 2 or 3 choices for your special grenade. Really, I would say you got 2. You could use a smoke grenade, but I wouldn't recommend it. Smoke can be useful in objective game mode to divert people, and because you have a close range weapon, you can shoot through the smoke and basically kill them as they run through the smoke, which isn't too bad of an option. It really isn't, but it's not what I'd recommend. You have the flashbangs, which are pretty good. They got a longer range than the concussions, which I'm using here, but they take a little bit longer to throw, so it's a little bit of an offset there. If you decide to use something like Scout Pro as your second tier perk, then by all means use flashbangs over it, as well as a tactical insertion, because if you didn't know, Scout Pro speeds up the time to throw grenades and set down tac inserts and equipment and all that stuff, so it's actually a really useful perk. I'll probably make a gameplay with it soon explaining how useful it is. Probably one of the best second tier perks that's underrated in this game, the other one being Hardened Pro, which is very useful. It acts like Focus in MW3, which is probably the best proficiency for fighting at longer ranges, because that bullet flinch is just so critical in the longer range engagement. You get shot once and your accuracy will be all messed up and you'll be shooting over their heads. So that basically leaves the concussion grenade left. The concussion grenade is by far the most universal. It's got a fast throw time, it's got an okay range, it's got a nice quick explosion. You can count on it to do quite a bit of good stuff for you. Whereas the flashbang is a little bit more limited in its uses. If you want to blind a group of enemies at, say, the start of a match, use the flashbang over the concussion. But against serial opponents, you definitely want to use just the concussion, because it'll slow them down so you can catch up to them with your akimbo Scorpions or whatever weapon you're using, really. And you can shoot them in the back without them being able to turn around as well. That's useful when you're trying to snipe, so you have an extra shot if you need it. You flash them and they can't turn around to get you, so good way to get headshots as well. Let's see. The game here is pretty much winding down. We absolutely crushed this team. This is what I enjoy about running with a couple people I know. It's not like this is super unfair for the enemy team. They had a chance. I mean, I'm not using the best of weapons, and I'm not the best of players. They had a chance to come back. But because I have a person I can rely upon to capture flags with me and cover my back, it makes this game a much more enjoyable experience. I find that I rage a lot less when I'm playing with someone. So expect more gameplays of me playing with 1 or 2 friends or whatever. And if you want to, you can add me as a friend on Xbox. So I'll accept and play with people. But this gameplay is winding down. I ended up being a 33-9 with the Scorpions akimbo, 4 captures and 9 defends, I believe. A nice little gameplay with the Scorpions. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Angry Beast, and I'm signing out.